धर्म एव महाधनं धर्म सर्वत्र विजयी भवतु श्रेयसे नृणाम्।
Kumaranashan, alias Kumaru, was born in Thoman Vilagath Veedu at Kaikara in Thiruvananthapuram district on 12th April 1873. His parents were Narayanan Perangudi and Kaliyamma alias Kochipinna. Kumaru had 6 brothers and 2 sisters. He was initiated to alphabets by Thundathil Ashan in a local Kodipallikudam in 1880. Later, Kumaru was taught by Kochiraman Vaidyan and Manambur Govindanashan. At 14, he was appointed as a teacher for 10 months at Chakkanvilagam Primary School, where he had studied, but unfortunately he was not confirmed because of his underage. He later toiled as an accountant for Perundara Kocharan Mudalali of Chirangir, a coir businessman. Successively, he was an apprentice at Kaikara Erath Shasta Temple or Varkam Velayathan Temple and composed few devotional songs. Kumaru had seen Guru firstly at this temple. Later, Guru had visited a bedridden Kumaru in his house in 1891 and invited him to Arivipuram Mutt. At Arivipuram, Guru called him Kumaran, others Chinnaswami. Kumaran turned into Kumaranashan when he started teaching in the ashram school. Kumaru simultaneously studied Tamil, Vedanta and Yoga. He was well versed in Malayalam, Tamil and Sanskrit. In 1895, Guru entrusted him to Dr. Palpu in Bengaluru for Naya Vidwan in Sanskrit in Sri Chama Rajendra Sanskrit College. Guru arranged a scholarship for his studies. Dr. Palpu financed his studies. Ashan specialized in Naya and Tarka Shastra. He discontinued before the final examination because of a plague epidemic. After a brief stay in Chennai, Kumaran left for Calcutta to join Sanskrit College, Kolkata. He engaged in poetic exercises. Ashan spent 2 years studying Naya, Tarka, Alankara, Drama and Kavyam. He visited Tagore, Sri Ramakrishna Paramahamsar and Raja Ram Mohan Roy. Again, because of smallpox and plague, he returned Kerala in 1900 without taking the final examination, but with a large crop of designs. Kumaranashan profoundly influenced literature, poetry and society in Kerala. He wrote stotras, Saundaryalahari, translation of Shankaracharya's Saundaryalahari, Veenapoovu, Oru Simha Prasavam, Nalini, Leela, Sri Buddha Charidam, Bala Ramayanam, Grama Vishathile Koil, Pradodhanam, Chindavishti Asida, Pushpavadi, Duravasta, Chandala Pichagi, Karuna, Manimala and Vanamala. Ashan presents universal brotherhood in his poems. Along with Mulur Padmanabha Panikar, Ashan built a social literature in Malayalam. There was a trinity of 3 great poets, Kumaranashan, Vallathol Ramayana Menon and Ullur Parameswarayar. Ashan was inspired by Tagore, Swami Vivekananda, Shelley and Keats. He was a poet, philosopher, prophet of love and social reformer par excellence. He spent his life for reforming society. In Chindavashti Asita, he revised countless know-hows of worldly life of Hindustani womanhood. Sri Buddha Charitam is a translation of The Light of Asia by Edwin Arnold. Veena is a 41-verse literary classic published in 1907 in Midavadi, in which he draws a parallel between a fallen flower, once gorgeous and shining like a queen, and human life, portraying prosperity is short-lived. The poem depicts natural life, demise, and rebirth. Kota Shivarama Karant, a Kannada Jnanapin awardee, stated that if Ashan's Vinnapu was known to the English world like Gitanjali of Tagore, he would have been a Nobel laureate. With his beautiful and thought-provoking ideas, he grew into the leading force of romantic movement in Malayalam literature. In 1920, there were intense dialogues about Izhavas leaving Hinduism en masse. Ashan was totally in favor of fighting casteism, staying in Hinduism. Guru's Jati Nirnayam and Jati Lakshanam were published in Sahodaran Mandri in 1920. Ashan was influenced by Guru. Malabar Kalabam lasted for 130 days in 1921-22. Ashan revealed in the preface of Dhuravastha on 12th September 1922 that he had written it between 26th May 1922 and 30th August 1922. Ashan patiently and skillfully decimates in 1700 lines barriers created by feudalism, orthodoxy, and caste. He reveals his reformatory zeal against casteism and atrocities committed on the unfortunate Hindus by Maplas. Ashan was daring to specify perpetrators' religion. He was courageous to sketch the fierce milieu and blood-soaked Malabar. He highlights intercaste marriage in poetry for the first time. Savitri Andarjanam, raised in an orthodox Nambudiri Illam, the topmost caste in Hinduism, seeks solace in Chatan, a Pulaya youth of the lower caste raised in a hut. Wallace Stevens Spence, the poet is the priest of the invisible. Ashan reveals his freedom of expression and literary modernism. Ashan roars as a social remover. Modify rules yourself, or else rules will alter you. In Chandala Pichuki, Madangi reared in a hut seeks solace in a Buddha Vihar. Chandala Pichuki and Dhuravastha are poetic elucidations of Guru's teachings. There were fruitless demands for withdrawal of Dhuravastha from circulation. Guru asked him to be vigilant in journey and foot. Gramavishathile Koil was written when there were allegations of deception in Srinarana Guru Shashtipurthi Memorial renovation at Kaidamok in Thiruvananthapuram. Most of his original works were published in Midavadi, Sujana Nandini, Pratipha, and Vivekodaya. There are innumerable studies about his poems. The Prince of Wales gave him a commendation, exec shawl, and a golden bangle of honor, being the first prize winner in Poetry Islam, Chilandi, Thotathile Ettukali, in Chennai in January 1922. Kumaran Ashan initiated an upheaval in Malayalam poetry in the first quarter of the 20th century, transforming from the metaphysical to the lyrical. He is definitely father of modern Malayalam romantic poetry. He was conferred the title Mahakavi in 1922 by Madras University without writing a Mahakavyam, a rare honor after Ilango Adigal. Professor Joseph Mundassery called him Viplavathinte Shukra Nashatram, and rightly so. Ashan functions as editor of Pratipha magazine, published by Charai Vijnanavarthani Sabha since 1065 Malayalam year. Kumaran Ashan was the first General Secretary of SNDP Yogam from 12th May 1903 to 1915, and again from 1916 till he resigned on 20th July 1919. When the Yogam office was shifted from Arivipuram to Thiruvananthapuram, he stayed with P. Madhavan Vaidyan, brother of Dr. Palpu. Even though Guru had executed a power of attorney in his name as Secretary of SNDP Yogam in 1912, as he failed to care Shivagiri Math, Guru repealed it in 1915. Ashan used his royalty income from books for SNDP Yogam. He was a member of Education Committee and Law Committee. He was a member of Srimulam Prajasabha for a decade, the first non-caste member nominated by Divan P. Rajagopalachari in 1907. His speeches in Srimulam Prajasabha were persuasive, explosive, thought-provoking, full of facts and figures, and partly productive. He was a political leader also. When on 44, in early August 1917, Ashan sent Guru at Aluva a 4-word Sanskrit poem seeking permission for marriage, praying devotionally for the first time with bowed head and folded hands. Later he sent a telegram, marriage settled, pray blessings. Both were unanswered. Guru commented, rice food till yesterday, wheat food from tomorrow, and there is blessing. Does it need an expression? Ashan married Bhanumati, 17-year-old daughter of Kalu Amma and Kumaran, writer of Kamalayam, Kunnuguri, on 22nd August 1917. They visited Guru at Aluva, and successively Ashan became a frequent visitor there. Ashan was posted as Sanskrit school manager at Aluva in 1919 at a monthly honorarium of ₹40. He had purchased a land beside Aluva river, gave it to the Advaita Ashramam, and procured another land beside the river where he stayed with his family. He had 2 sons, Sudhakaran and Prabhakaran. Ashan had purchased 18 cents of land at Kaidamakku during the mid-1910s when he built a Kili Veedu, Malligalayam, which was his home and office of Sarada Book Depot. Then he had purchased a large land at Thonnakkal from P. Ramaswamy Iyer in 1921, constructed a house and shifted there. Maman Mapula Malayalam Manorama daily visited there, and Guru rested there on 5th February 1923. Ashan presided over the 20th Yogam annual in Kollam in 1923. He contested unsuccessfully in a by-election against Advocate Shankar Menon to Sri Chitra State Council from Kollam in 1923. He penned Samarpanam on this occasion. Ashan had to attend meetings of Achandra Tarapraga Sahini Sabha at Nagambadam Shiva Temple and Union Tiles Factory, Aluva. He originally planned to skip them. He had started from Thonnakkal on 16 January 1924, boarded train from Murukumbura and visited Vaidiga Mutt in Sivagiri Mutt, but could not see Guru as he was meditating. Along with Kumaravelu Panikar and Ayyavu Panikar from Kotar, Ashan boarded the last boat Redimir, owned by Travancore Cochin Motor Services of Varki Matthew from Sivagiri. It was overfull from Kollam. After Kollam, say by 10:30 p.m., Ashan went into sleep in his cabin, wearing his coat and covering with a woolen blanket. He had an untimely death, like Keats, Byron and Shelley, by drowning in narrow Pallana river at Pallana on Arabian seashore at the age of 50 on the same night at early hours of 17 January 1924. There were conflicting reports about recovery of his body on 18th after 26 hours. According to one version, his body was recovered not far away, floating due to putrefaction and gas formation. According to a second version, his body was recovered from a cabin with the cabin bolted from outside. His body was photographed and buried in a coffin in a cemetery at a lounge presented by Puthankarail Papu at Pallana at about 5:30 p.m. under the auspices of Atmavidya Sangam, Trikunnapuzha. Boat driver Arunamukham Pillai absent from rescue operations and absconded. All boat employees escaped. Another boat of Varki Matthew voyaged without helping. Boat owner did not visit the scene. Like Ashan's birth, it was Chitra Paurnami, a day important for Buddhists, being the day of enlightenment. The place is east of Sri Moolavasam Buddhist center immersed in the sea. Kumaranasan revealed in his preface that he had written Duravastha from first on information from Eranad, that is Manjeri area, and Vallavanad, that is Ottapalam area, these taluks. He penned Krura, Muhammadar, Chindunna, Haindava Chorayal, ചൊല്ലിഴും ഏറനാടിൽ, specifying perpetrator's religion. There were demands to withdraw the book from circulation from Muslim Yuvajana Sangham Alappuzha, but ആശാൻ replied, മലബാറിൽ ലഹള നടത്തിയ ആക്രമികളായ മുഹമ്മദീയരും മതഭ്രാന്തിനെ മുൻനിർത്തിയുള്ള അവരുടെ പൈശാചിക പ്രവൃത്തികളെയും അതിൽ വർണ്ണിച്ചിട്ടുണ്ട്. Redeemer accident happened there. This is the locality where the mighty Arattapuzha Velayutha Panikar was slaughtered 5 decades earlier. Water will not be torrential but calm at near sea level at river mouth. Kumaravelu Panikar and Ayavu Panikar survived. Ashan was an expert swimmer. He was born in a land of lakes. He used to swim across Kovilthotam Lake at Kaikara. Ariyuppuram temple is beside Nayar and Alva river beside Periyar. If his body was found floating, if a 50-year-old swimmer could manage to exit his cabin, what prevented him to swim to safety to the river shore in calm water? Was there a devil's hand? Did a physical force Ashan's head to remain underwater, preventing him to breathe? There would have been no competent doctor, medical expert, to search for autopsy signs in a semi-putrefied body in 1924. If Ashan's body was found in his cabin, bolted from outside, there was only one reason for it. Ashan was the VVIP traveller. Why did the driver run away instead of saving the kingly traveller at least? Was Redeemer accident a man-made one? Was Kumarnashan a case of homicidal drowning in the darkness of night? There was no poetic tribute from great poets. Muthukulam Parvati Amma wrote a condolence poem, Oru Vilapam, and Mulu Padmanabha Panikar, Thivara Rodanam. Ashan's demise place is now known as Kumarakodi, a hospice along waterways. At Pallana, there are a mausoleum, a high school founded by Bhanumati Amma, and a memorial in the form of a boat with nib of a pen, with a seminar hall, reference library, and a bridge museum, fitting monuments. There are memorials at Nagambadam, Mannandala, Aluva, Kumarnashan Smaraga Mandir, Kaikara, and Thonnakal, Kumarnashan National Institute of Culture. There is a group of education institutions in his name in Chennai: the industry, engineering, arts and science, business management, hotel management, and schooling, CBSE and state. There are many doctoral theses and biographies on Kumarnashan by C.O. Keshavan, K. Surendran, C.R. Keshavan Vaidyar, Professor N.K. Sano, Dr. Supa, S.K. Suresh, and jointly by M.K. Kumaran and Dr. K. Srinivasan. There are statues at Kerala University unveiled by P.V. Giri on 12th April 1973, that is birth centenary. Kaikara, Pallana, Thonnakal unveiled on 16 February 2021, and Kattappana Guru Mandir unveiled by President Venkatraman on 3rd January 1986, and births at Ashan Group of Education Institutions in Chennai. Antonio Guzman Capel of Spain painted his portrait as La Flor Queida. Kumarnashan inherited some of the high qualities of Guru. Ashan's poems were published in 3 volumes by his wife Bhanumati Amma in 1934. The Government of India released his commemorative postage stamps on 12th April 1973, the inaugural for a poet. Union Tile Works, founded with 4 more partners in 1921, was wound up in 2003. Ashan Memorial Association, Chennai, instituted Ashan Smarak Kavita Puraskaram in 1985.